Good day, I'm Charmaine Lumbang. I will be the one to tackle about climate change and global warming. Report outline, climate change. Introduction. Mechanism. Cause and effect. Impacts. Mitigation. What is climate change? Climate change is any significant change in the measure of climate lasting for an extended period of time, includes major changes in temperature, precipitation, wind patterns among other effects, that occur over several decades or longer. Mechanism of climate change. Radiative forcing. Carbon cycle. Greenhouse gas emission. Radiative forcing. A measure of the influence of a particular factor on the net change in Earth's energy balance. A positive radiative forcing tends to warm the surface of the planet, while a negative forcing tends to cool the surface.
Carbon cycle. Start with the sunlight going to photosynthesis, going to organic carbon, dead organism and waste products, fossil and fossil fuels going to root respiration. Up to CO2 cycle.
The greenhouse effect. Some solar radiation is reflected by the Earth in the atmosphere. Most radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and warms it. Some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere. Some is absorbed and re-emitted in all directions by greenhouse gas molecules. The effect if this is to warm the Earth's surfaces and the lower atmosphere. Causes of climate change. Natural causes climate change. The Earth's climate is influenced and changed through natural causes like volcanic eruptions, ocean currents, the Earth's orbital changes, solar variations and internal variability. Is short-term cooling. Volcanic eruptions pump out clouds of dust and ash, which block out some sunlight. Human cause of climate change. Humans are increasingly influencing the climate and the Earth's temperature by burning fossil fuels, cutting down rainforests and farming livestock. This adds enormous amounts of greenhouse gases to those naturally occurring in the atmosphere, increasing the greenhouse effect and global warming.
Natural causes of climate change. Volcanic eruptions. Ocean currents. The Earth orbital changes. Solar variations. Global warming. Human causes of climate change. Fossil fuel. Solid waste. Leaking coolants. Aerosols, spray propellants. Sulfur hexafluoride.
Effects of climate change. Higher temperature. More droughts.
Wilder weather. Changing rain and snow patterns.
Increased ocean acidity. Rising sea levels.
Impacts of climate change. Agriculture and food supplies. Energy. Health. Ecosystem. Coasts and forest.
Mitigation. Greenhouse gas mitigation. Carbon sequestration. Smoke belching. Solar and wind power energy. RDA 9003 solid waste management. Solar power and wind power. Hydrogen fuel cells. Kyoto Protocol of 1997.
Let's save the Earth. Reuse. Reduce. Recycle. And fight for our Mother Earth.
Global warming.
What is global warming? Global warming is an increase in the Earth's temperature due to fossil fuels, industry and agricultural processes caused by human, natural and other gas emissions.
How global warming works. Fossils fuel. Coal. Oil. Natural gases. Global warming is the increase of the Earth's average surface temperature due to a buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Climate change is a broader term that refers to long-term changes in climate, including average temperature and precipitation.
What is the reason of global warming? Greenhouse effect. Smoke form factory chimneys and exhaust form cars. Natural changes. Nuclear power and the production of electricity, petroleum, gasoline, automobiles, and processing of food. Greenhouse effect. Emitted to gases to the atmosphere. Occurrence of new layer.
Smoke form factory chimneys and exhaust form cars. Fossil fuels use, driven by economic and population growth, is the major cause.
Natural changes. Volcanoes release gases, change in the sun's energy, circulations of the ocean. The effects of global warming. Sea levels. Agriculture. Wildlife. Health. Water resources. Natural events.
Effects on sea levels. Warmer. Melting ice. Acidic effects. And higher sea levels.
Effects on agriculture. Growth of plants. Food and water shortages. Low-lying land. Carbon dioxide and uncertainty.
Global warming affecting global agriculture and food security. Effects on wildlife. Climate zones and forest. How it affects the animals. Destroy their habitats. Forces to adapt, leaving them with place to raise their young. Many of which can't adapt, which leads to them dying out or extinction. Polar bears are a prime example of how global warming can affect animals. Effects on health. Warmer temperature. Extreme events. Infectious diseases. And positive effects. Effects on water surface. Changing evaporation and rainfall. Hydroelectric power, national events. Earth climate changes nationally and often produces climate extremes and disaster. Heat waves, river in motion, flooding, droughts, landslide, storm and hurricanes and tornadoes. Be part of the solution, not part of the pollution. Don't be a destroyer. It can't affect only your life but the whole people in this earth. Let's raise for the change.
Thank you, Gracias.